Dr. Anand, welcome. You
Right.
are in India
Nice to
or?
see you.
No,
Dr.
I'm in
Anand, you are in
England.
India?
I'm in London. London.
Okay, okay.
I'm in London.
So when do we expect you in
Welcome,
India?
welcome.
I'm coming in end of September.
Oh, good. Dr. Lal, you should reserve him very early.
Yes, yes. I will speak to him separately.
Dr. Anand, in any case, is honorary member of NISTI.
Mhm. What is the right time from means for you, Dr. Anand, to speak, or I can means communicate you through WhatsApp?
I think you can have a conversation and then decide, appropriately.
Okay.
So shall we
Yes.
begin the meeting, sir?
I think we can begin, yes.
We can begin.
Okay. Just to inform you all that we are live on the YouTube channel, as well as I'm recording this meeting on the cloud. So good afternoon, one and all, and I welcome you to this webinar on the sustainability in the textile industry. As you all know, we are celebrating 75 years of India's independence, and it is heartening to see that NISTI, on the behalf of the industry and with the support of all the members, have taken initiative in coming out with these webinars. We had the first webinar on 7th of August by Dr. Seshadri Ramkumar, and this is the second one in the series, and hopefully we'll continue for more such webinars in time to come. I now hand over the floor to our chairman, Dr. Ram Asre Lalji, to take it forward. Dr. Lal.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you, Dr. Yadav. I welcome you all and thank you very much to join and support in NISTI's initiative on sustainability on the very moment when India is celebrating 75 years of independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Sustainability is part of our life, and scientists and researchers have been working continuously on the ways and means to ensure sustainability while maintaining our living style. Be it industrial pollution control, 3 Rs, cradle to grave approach, carbon footprint, organics, and so on. And now the sustainability in total, which also advocates the congenial working environment in industry. For today's webinar, we have organized a host of speakers for you who are having experience of working in various areas of sustainability. First one is Dr. Arundham Basu, DG NITRA, who needs no introduction. His institution has been doing tremendous research on the use of natural fiber to ensure sustainability. Then the second speaker, we have Mr. Bharat Badwa, who is expert in dyes and chemicals, and he will be talking on 360 degree views on sustainability. And I hope he will be explaining to us the judicious use of chemicals and dyes to ensure the sustainability. Then that last speaker will be Mr. P. Sridhar. He is Vice President of KG Fabrics. And as you know, KG Fabric is a brand in sustainability, and they are known world over on sustainability account. So he will be talking about the steps they have taken and how they are ensuring sustainability there in their companies. So friends, let me not come between you and the learned speakers, and hand over the floor to them to enrich you from their wide experience on sustainability. With this, I will request Professor Nian to take forward the proceedings. Thank you, everyone. Professor Nian.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Lal. On the occasion of 75 years of independence, Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, NISTI has the pleasure to present a webinar on sustainability in the textile industry. Before we proceed, just a few lines on what is NISTI. North India section of Textile Institute, NISTI, was established in 1989 under the leadership of textile institutional leaders, late Dr. N.M. Swani, then director of the Indian Institute of Technology, Delhi, and former head of the Department of Textile Technology, and late Dr. J.K. Nigam, then director of Sri Ram Institute of Industrial Research, Delhi, with able support of Professor V.K. Kothari and Professor D.S. Verma of IIT Delhi, and others such as Mr. H.P. Gupta from Birla Group, Dr. K.C. Tapadar, CMD of then Porits and Spencers, Asia, Professor R.C.D. Kaushik, Director of TIT and Sciences, Bhiwani, Mr. H.C. Jain from DCM, Mr. Y.N. Malla from Porits and Spencers, and Mr. H.C. Chaturvedi of Shamkin Limited. NISTI has always enjoyed the largest membership of Textile Institute within the country. Its organic growth was fueled by regular professional activities engaging both members and outsiders, especially its periodic international conferences. One of our main mandate is facilitation of knowledge, enrichment, and skill upgradation through training and development of manpower in manufacturing industry. So following the focus of NISTI, we have organized an interesting webinar on sustainability in the textile industry. Our first speaker, Dr. Arundham Basu, Director General NITRA, North India Textile Research Association, will speak on sustainability in textile and apparel industry, role of fibers. A few lines on him. He is the Director General of the Northern India Textile Research Association, NITRA, Ghaziabad. He is a BTech in Textile Technology from Calcutta University and MTech from Bombay University. He completed his PhD from the University of Leeds, England, in textile engineering. He also worked at NC State University, North Carolina, USA, as postdoctoral fellow for a short period. He's presently also the chairman, Textile Division, BIS, and chairman, Textile Industry, BEE. He has more than 35 years of experience in industry and research. Now, a few more lines. He has 10 patents to his credits. Many of these developments are being used in the industry. He has published more than 150 articles in international and national journals and presented papers in more than 40 seminars. I have the pleasure to introduce Dr. Arundham Basu and request him to take the stage. Dr. Basu.
Good
Dr.
afternoon.
Seshadri Ramkumar, Dr. Seshadri Ramkumar also has joined. Sorry to interrupt.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Dr. Seshadri Ramkumar.
Should we start?
Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Basu.
So I'm trying to share the screen. Can you see the screen?
No,
Not
sir.
yet.
No, sir.
No. This is the problem I was thinking. Yes.
No problem. We will handle it.
No, you cannot get, huh?
Dr.
Can you see
Yadav,
now?
you please
Okay.
share.
I will come out then. Please help me in sharing this, please.
Dr. Yadav, will you be showing this presentation?
I'm sharing his presentation.
All right.
Sorry for this. Thank you very much for sharing.
No
At
issue,
first,
no issue.
First, I wish to thank NISTI for inviting me to speak on very important subject, sustainability. We know all of this, many forums, it has been discussed, but it is always important because to start a new era, we need to speak in different forums so that it goes into the mind of the people, and then we start that. So I have chosen my subject is sustainability in textile and apparel industry, role of fibers. Next, please. See, first, sustainable. What is sustainable? Sustainable means conserving an ecological balance by avoiding depletion of natural resources. That is defined by Oxford Dictionary. And then sustainable development is a development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. That is United Nations. And then we know all these are linked with now is circular economy. Circular economy is basically an ecological economy with 3R. It's reduce, reuse, recycle. Next, please. Next slide, please.
Dr. Yadav, next slide.
Okay. And now, this is the major goal of this sustainability and circular economy is, because we know already we are used to some subjects, some of the fibers, some of the materials, and it's not in one day it will go away. So the process is phasing out substances that could cause harm. So that is the synthetic and other materials which is not biodegradable, slowly it should come out of it. Then secondly is increasing clothing reuse through design and marketing of clothing durability. That means actually instead of speaking on fashion, we can talk about the things how it is more important and how it can stay for longer, so that the cycle of the fashion cycle gets longer and longer. So more number of fibers, more number of fabrics is not being used, less are used. Improving the recycling and recyclability of mixed fiber items. We all know when most of the textile materials we use are mixed fibers. Now mixed fibers, it is very difficult to recycle because both has different systems. So more of work is going on this area where the blended fibers or blended fabrics can be recycled and extract the both fibers separately. And next is to make better uses of resources. That means whatever resources we have to use it better and switch to renewable wherever possible. As I told, it's not possible overnight, simply move it to renewable and drop everything. It is a slow process and it will have. Next, please. Yeah. Now, in textile industry, the sustainability is several processes. It is not only a single one. If we broadly classify it, selection of biodegradable, recycled, and nature-friendly fiber as raw material. Next is saving of energy consumption each process and use of renewable sources where is possible. Then reduction of process steps. We know each process consumes either chemical, power, energy, everything. If you reduce the processes, automatically it will reduce the consumption. Reduction of usage of dyes, chemicals, water as much as possible, and avoiding use of harmful chemicals in all the processes. Next, please. So what I will discuss today is the fiber, because this is the main constituents of the material which will go to the peat or wherever it is afterwards. So that is most important in first point. Then because all the processes are important, but this selection of fibers starts from here. Next, please. You see some statistics that in European Union, around 5.8 metric tons of textiles are discarded by the consumers per year, and 1.5 metric tons are recycled by charities and industries. This is the figure of 2019, and remaining 4.3 metric tons go to landfills or municipal incinerators. So upward 15% of all collected post-consumer textile is recyclable grade monomaterial, and 80% cotton, which is suitable for mechanical recycling into new textiles. 12 metric tons available world collective volumes is the total available volume will be there. From this we can guess that is 12 metric tons are available. Next, please. Now, as I told, wherever possible, we try to use more of biodegradable fibers, that is renewable materials. We can define in that renewable materials which grow, are biodegraded, and whose seeds enable them to regrow. That means it is every year it is growing. Second one is that non-renewable finite material which do not regrow. I means synthetic polyester based, say petroleum based, and supply of which may soon become exhausted if used extensively. As I told, it is not renewable. So there is a limit. After that, it has to be finished. Next, please. Yeah. Now, as per the textile exchange, if you see, the fibers which are friendly are called cotton, synthetics, man-made cellulosic, and animal fibers. If you see here, I will go in detail little bit of these. There is a, we used to always tell that organic cotton will be good, but in world only 1% cotton is organic cotton, but people are using separate type of cotton, that is better cotton in a sheet, cotton made in Africa, fair trade cotton, organic fair trade, real cotton, recycled cotton. Similarly, polyester also recycled polyester, recycled nylon, biosynthetics, which is growing now. Cellulosic, lyocell, preferred model, because not viscose, lyocell. Preferred model, preferred viscose, process should be better, recycled cellulosic. And animal fibers certified down, because animal also consumes lot of energy, food, air, that's the reason. Certified down, recycled down, responsible wool, organic wool, recycled wool. See, this is the module generally which is accepted as friendly fibers, eco-friendly. Next, please. Yeah. Now, what is preferred fibers? Because we know a lot of the organic fibers. We know it is grown in organic way. But what is the preferred fiber? Preferred fiber or material is one which results in improved environment or social sustainability outcomes in comparison to conventional production. That means if cotton is produced, whatever conventional way we are doing, much better way with less water, less material and more seeds, then that can be considered as a preferred fiber. Preferred cotton, that is P cotton is called, that is ecologically and or socially progressive, because it has more, even it has got social point of view also, because it has more sustainable properties in comparison to other conventional options. As I told, the use of organic and other preferred cotton has increased between 2015 to 2016 by 47%. People are going for it in big way. Preferred down usage has increased by 54%. As I told earlier, in world, only 1% cotton fiber is organic, but 22% of world cotton crop now has preferred cotton status. That means, as I told, all the movement what we are doing, it should be slow and steady and properly. That's the process they are doing, because making the organic cotton for all the cotton crops is not possible at this moment. So they are going by step by step. Next, please. Most of this is very common. What is the advantage of organic cotton? One is in climate change, because we are not using any toxic pesticides or synthetic synthetic material, and generally it has been observed that after growing the organic cotton, actually the topsoil quality also improves. That is one added advantage. Water, organic cotton gets 95% of its water from natural resources. So this is also a good one, and it helps community. So we know if you do a lot of pesticide, it goes to the water and it moves to the community. So it helps in all. Next, please. I told earlier this Better Cotton Initiative. Actually, it is a global non-profit organization that promotes sustainable cotton production through education. BCIMTM addresses the negative impact of conventional cotton on the environment and people involved by encouraging farmers to use pest control other than pesticides, act as water stewards, care for health of the soil, enhance biodiversity, preserve fiber quality, promote decent work, and operate an effective management system. So this is, as I told, BCI cotton is recognized as a preferred fiber by Textile Exchange. Next, please. Latest WoBusiness.com reported that fashion brands are now using 50% preferred material, up from 44% last year. And greenhouse gas, as that if you calculate this, actually greenhouse gas emissions are down by 5%, a saving of 1.9 million tons of CO2 equivalent emissions by using this 50% material. Sustainable synthetic fibers are sourced in two ways: from recycled petrochemical feedstocks, or either in part or whole from a natural source such as fungi or sugar. So as I told, in synthetic also the process are on how we can make the environment friendly fibers. Next, please. Some natural fibers I wanted to give, that flax, which is very common, where hemp, as I told you, we have given the limit, that is tetrahydrocannabinol should be less than 0.3%, that is only acceptable. Jute, banana, pineapple leaf fibers, rami, pine needle fibers. Next, please. Because this is unconventional way. Now I have given the comparison of natural fibers. This we can see here. Those who have got high cellulose percent, that is can be only accepted. Here B, what I have put, it is a bast fibers. L are leaf fibers, and where is the fruit. So we can see here the cellulose percent is around, enough is low, but otherwise more are high on side, 70 to 75%. Lignin, because this is the general content of all these natural fibers: cellulose, lignin, hemicellulose, pectin, wax, ash content, and microfibrous angles are given of different fibers. Next, please. Same, if you see the quality or density and other things, as I told you, can see the production is always cotton is high. Next, jute, hemp, flax, and density lies mostly 1.5 to 1.6, except coir, which is 1.2 to 1.25. And another beauty of natural fibers is good moisture absorbing property, because you can see jute, hemp, all are coming 8 to 12, 12 to 17. So 11 to 5, and cotton itself is 8%, 8 to 8.5%. And strength wise, you can see these are strength properties. And elongation, the disadvantage of some of these fibers are their elongations are low, because like the jute, hemp, these elongation low, it makes more difficult to spin or weave because of the low elongation. So, but their young continuous is good. So somehow it stunts. But if you see that this is restricts the use of jute in many products because of this low elongation. Next, please. Excuse me. But whenever I'm telling of these alternative fibers, there are challenges are very high. The challenges is because at this moment, if somebody say, for example, if I wanted to make some product with cotton banana fiber mix, where I will get a huge amount of banana fibers. Similarly, that is one of the major reason which is not picking up fast. This, excuse me, lack of reliable sources from where large volume can be procured. Because we have been working in this field for quite some time, but as I told, these are very pockets. Some pockets are being produced, and a small amount is available. As you can have to source the fiber from different sources, this will have more viability. And when commercially accepted, lack of land for production. So for example, if I think that this fiber is good, now what will happen, we need land to grow. And we know that there is a huge competition of getting land from food stuff production to this kind of product. So we have to plan that also where we can grow. You know that advantage what jute gets that it is grown in between in 3 months time. So it is not hampering any food production. Similarly, these are the fibers, if we can grow in between the fibers, food materials, then it will be useful. When fiber properties are highly variable, making it difficult to maintain quality in final products. And generally, because of their fineness, generally it's used as a minor blend component. So its consumption is much lower because many people try to use it with cotton and other fibers. Next, please. Now, as I discussed, there are a lot of work is going on regarding how to get the natural fibers from waste and other fibers. For example, here I give you some examples. Coconut wool. It is produced from coconut waste. To actually, it is not the coir. Actually, from coconut waste, they make it a rayon, soft rayon, because these are cellulose materials there. Another is pineapple leather, or called Pinatex. And this is one company in UK, Ananas Anam. They are already making in that. And these fibers are made from pineapple leaf fibers. Another called grape leather. It is in Italy, Vigia, they are already making it. They take the waste grapes from the companies where the grapes are processed, and then from there they make the fibers, and it becomes synthetic leather. Mycelium leather, myco work, that is from microscopic spores produced by mushrooms. So these fibers, they are producing it, and it is already, these are the word I tell that it is soon it will be launched in many companies, because these are the fibers already in big scale they are coming. Corn husk fibers, corn husk, which is a waste. In Nitra, a lot of work has been done on the corn husk, and the fibers have been produced to that, and this can not always it is used, can be used in apparel, but we are using in different purpose also. Pine needle fiber, again, this has been developed by Nitra using a patented method, and these fibers are good. Still, as I told, again, it has to be mixed with cotton, and then we can have a natural fiber. Micro silk, this is a Bolt Thread USA. They are making bioengineering to put natural silk genes in yeast cell and cultivated through fermentation yeast, sugar and water. So they are trying to make synthetic silk in that way. Next, please. Then sequel. So recycled plastic waste from Spanish Mediterranean Sea, because in sea lot of wastage are there. So they collected and they started this fiber called sequel. Another is called econil. This is waste from landfill and oceans to create nylon. So they are producing nylon using this, and can be used in our textile uses. Polylactic acid. This is lactic acid derived from corn or sugar beet. You know, these fibers are available even in India. Similar fibers have been introduced by Reliance now, but this is mainly on coarser denier side, around 12 denier. Merrill range nylon 6.6, that is produced by Nile Star, Spain, recyclable, because this nylon is called recyclable and can be washed at low temperature and no shedding of microplastics. We know this microplastic is a major problem with the synthetic fibers. All of the fibers we are using, always they are creating microplastics and going into waters and everywhere. Now, Genomatica plant-based nylon. This uses biotechnology and fermentation to convert plant-based ingredients. Again, as I told, from plant-based ingredients, they are producing nylon. So in this case, it will be eco-friendly. Air carbon, a carbon-negative biomaterial produced by microorganisms from ocean by New Light Technologies, California. These are the products which is published. Say it is already published, and all of these companies are there working with some fashion brands to make it popular in the market. Next, please. Yeah, you see some of the products I can show you, that soya foam headliner, soya foam seat cover, post-consumer recycled underbody system in the car, then post-industrial recycled fibers, natural fiber reinforced plastics, and polylactic acid is come from this corn. Next, please. Because how you can make it is nature friendly, these are the points you have to consider: how much energy is being used to produce the fiber, water, how much you are being using, how much greenhouse gases it is producing, wastewater, and how much direct land use is there. So based on that, we can grade these fibers, and we can see that like this energy use. You can see that acrylic, nylon, polyester, viscose, we are like this. Water use, cotton, silk, nylon, and greenhouse gases also is the nylon, polyester. So we can grade according to the uh, greenhouse gas or wastewater generation, how much lands you are required for 1 kg of fiber. That is also has to be considered when you are considering the nature friendliness. Next, please. Now this is the last option, that is called recycling of fibers. Because what I told, this is a natural fibers we are using. Now the fibers have been already used. Now what we can do it? Because for especially for synthetic materials, so there is no, you cannot be make biodegradable. So you have to use recycle. It is not the complete solution, because after recycling it remains again synthetic, but we can use for longer period. Recycled polyester actually 54%. If you consider normal polyester as well as recycled polyester, 54% fewer CO2 emission generated during recycled polyester production compared to virgin polyester, and 70% less energy required. So that means if you can do it to that, we can save this much energy. Similarly, in recycled nylon represents 10% of the fiber in the ocean, and these tons of fishing gears, including nylon nets, are dumped in ocean every year. So it is being collected and being produced now. The more expensive the new nylon. So that means in the case of nylon, it is not cheaper, it is more expensive, but still you can use that. You can use that it is recycled. Recycled cotton, you can see that 7,65,000 liters of water can be saved per ton of cotton recycled, but its quality is poorer than the new cotton, because as you all know, when you process again in mechanical process, because it's a mechanical process. By the mechanical process, when you treat the cotton garments again and open it into fibers, the fiber length become very small. And the practical experience shows in the bill that we cannot use more than 15 to 20% of this recycled cotton with normal cotton, because of the length. It creates a quality problem during the spinning. Next, please. Next. Yeah, again, recycled wool, 11 kg of carbon dioxide is saved per kilo of recycled wool produced compared to virgin wool, and 500 liters of water are saved. On an average, 35 kg of textile waste is generated per person per year USA. That means you know how much material is available for recycling with us, and we have to recycle them. There is no other way out. And some of the brands, they have made their recycled fiber branded. For example, Circulose, New Cycle, Reviva, Textloop. These are the brand names. If you see these brand names, you know these are recycled fibers. And many of the overseas buyers insist that we use some of the recycled fibers in our product. So this is very much useful for us, and we should use it. Next, please. So the prediction shows that fiber to fiber recycle could reach 18 to 26% of gross textile waste in 2030, because everybody has started this. So if you see that maybe by 2030, up to 26% of the top textile waste will be recycled. Next, please. Yeah, you see this potential annual holistic impact. If you see that EU27 and Switzerland as on June 2022, if you see here, economic impact itself is 40 to 50%, social impact 15 to 20%, and environment impact 35 to 40%. So this is not only environment impact, it has got a huge impact on economic side also. So that is the reason we request all the units try to use more and more recycled and nature friendly fibers. Next, please. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Basu. Now I'd like to invite Mr. Bharat Wadhwa to present his project. Mr. Bharat Wadhwa is the Regional Manager Sales of Textile Auxiliaries Asia region for CRODA India. He will be presenting on 360 degrees view on sustainability. Just a few lines on Mr. Wadhwa. He graduated in textile chemistry from TIT Bhiwani and post-graduation from IIM Indore. Having worked initially for 2 years in production in a reputed textile composite mill, and then another 2 years in the machine manufacturing company. Now working for the last 32 years in textile auxiliary sales and marketing for a British MNC. He's currently working as RM sales responsible for the Asia sales. Welcome, Mr. Wadhwa. Please.
Thanks, ma'am, for your introduction. Am I audible and is my screen visible?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So first of all, thanks to Dr. Arundham for such a enlightening presentation on fibers, about various possibilities of natural and recycled fibers, which are saving, which are having environmental benefits, as well as, and it is also, I'm also pleased to see that the consumption of the same is also growing, which means the sustainability awareness is rising in the people. So, and thanks to NISTI for allowing me this opportunity to present my talk on this platform. And thanks to all other audiences for sparing their valuable time. I am Bharat Wadhwa from CRODA. CRODA is a global specialty chemicals company. In the they create, make and sell specialty chemicals in consumer care and healthcare sector, and in industrial sectors. Textiles is one of them, like fiber finish, primary fiber finish, and textile auxiliaries. My topic of today's presentation is 360-degree view on sustainability, and this topic I have chosen is, it's more of a general kind of awareness. I am looking to talk to all of you around many aspects of sustainability, like in what are the sustainability challenges in textile industry. So what are the suppliers and what are the buyers' expectation from the textile industry? So how suppliers are supporting the textile industry and their readiness to support the industry. And what about sustainability in general, overall, even beyond the textile industry? What are sustainability challenges on this planet to the human being as such, and on this for this life? And I thank my company for allowing me to speak on this topic at this platform. However, the content and views are solely collated by me in my personal capacity. So now for few years we are exposed to this few words: sustainability, climate change, melting glaciers, greenhouse gases, a lot actually, through media, newspapers. So somewhere something keeps on happening and we are exposed to this. And we also keep on, we have challenges about polluted rivers, dying fishes, increasing respiratory diseases, lowering water table, disappearing animal species, increasing garbage landfills, contaminated soils, litters in forests, parks, rivers, and streams. Everybody of us is, I hope, are worried about all this happening actually. So the point is, why it's all happening actually? What is the concern and what is the responsibility actually? Aren't we human beings responsible for this? By our irresponsible consumption of natural resources, a very fast consumption, overconsumption, what we can say. And also by irresponsible disposal of waste. We throw anything anywhere actually. So is it a responsible behavior? And by irresponsible use of fossil fuels also, and which is very limited resource actually, but that is causing the other problems. So what are we going to do to mitigate this concern as governments, as world bodies, as industry, at our individual levels actually? So our consumption, there is a study by World Wildlife that more than a third of Earth's natural resources have been destroyed by humans in just last 30 years in order to keep pace with the development. So is this development sustainable? And we on this planet are consuming resources equivalent to 1.75 Earth, which means our demand is more than what we are supplied by this Earth actually. So which means our stocks are depleting of the natural resources, and we have a problem for the future. And by 2030, we will need around 2 planets for us to survive on this Earth actually, which is not possible. We have only one planet. And if we go by the saying that as Americans consume, which as their consumption per person is very high, we need approximately 3.4 Earth right at this moment to survive on this Earth actually. Further, about this greenhouse fossil fuel consumption, if we see it, we are seeing the world is getting warmer after pre-industrial years, which is 1850. It has become 1.1 degrees Celsius warmer than 1850. That means in the last around more than 150 years, and is on course to reach 3.2 degree increase from pre-industrial era. But if it has taken around 170 years to reach at 1.1 degree level, now to 3.2 degrees centigrade, it will not take that much of time actually. So shouldn't we need to be alert about it, and we need to do something about it? So the problems with what are the problems with global temperature? So if we see with the rise of just 2 degrees centigrade, if very high unpredictable weather patterns, we can see very fierce storms, higher sea levels. I mean, we already know that we already come across through our newspaper sources that some cities will sink with higher sea levels. Some animals and plant will extinct, which is already we are also seeing it. Disappearing coral reef, which is very supportive to the people around the coastline, melting ice, and more people dying from heat, smog, and infectious disease. So in order to sort this all out, actually, there happened an agreement in Paris in 2015 so as to keep this temperature down below 2 degrees centigrade, preferably by 1.5, by controlling the greenhouse gas emissions by all the countries, responsible countries, whether it is developed countries or underdeveloped countries actually. And this agreement is signed by 196 countries and is legally binding to all the countries. And the purpose is to undertake ambitious effort to combat climate change. But there is a good news about India, that India is the only G20 nation which is progressing very rapidly to meet this climate change goal. I mean, whatever India committed at this meet of climate change in Paris, India is reaching its goal very faster actually. Rather, it can exceed its goal by 2030, which was increase in total capacity of non-fossil fuel energy generation. That has to be 40% by 2030 of our total capacity. And we are also progressing very fast in other two goals also, which is lowering of emission intensity of its GDP by 33 to 35% as compared to our 2005 levels. Excuse me. And create additional carbon sink of 2.5 to 3 billion tons through additional forest and tree cover. So this was okay. I mean, we all talk about greenhouse gases. So just a small information about greenhouse gases. What are greenhouse gases? I mean, this is mostly carbon dioxide with some methane, nitrous oxide, and fluorinated gases. And largest source of greenhouse emission is burning fossil fuels, which we use for usually heating, for transportation, for electricity generation. And the rate of emission increased very fast. You can see this graph actually here. This increased very fast after 1950. Sorry. So, is the sustainability limited to climate change only? Actually? Usually in textile, we see climate change is talked most about, but no, actually. There's many other things to sustainability, actually. This is not just one thing, but this is very important, actually, for us all to survive on this planet. But yeah, there are other factors also which extend beyond climate change and global warming. Now, what are these other aspects? I mean, these have been crafted so as to have a peaceful and happy life people are able to live, which is economics, which is to improvement in economic status of the people, like availability of basic requirement, which is food, water, and clean air for all, reducing inequality in social status, reducing gender inequality. Actually, we can't have peace until we have inequality within our society. Actually. We can't have peace until and unless people have good health or sanitation. Actually. So we need to consider all these when we have to consider about a sustainable world. And also, we need to respect other life on the land and water. That is our ecosystem, not just about human beings, because they are also a very important part for our survival. So what's the world doing about it? So in September 2015, United Nations came out with an agenda which is called the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development, which revolves around all the poverty eradication, economic development, social responsibility, environment sustainability, maintaining ecosystems, and finally peace and prosperity, because this will all lead to peace and prosperity. So, and they rolled out 17 SDGs, which is called Sustainable Development Goals, on all these social, economic, and environmental themes, which contains 169 time-bound specific action targets and with 232 indicators to track the progress. And around 8 to 10 trillion US dollar per annum is required to finance these goals. So that means it has to be a partnership between developed countries and underdeveloped countries. I mean, no country alone can do it all. Actually, countries need to support each other. And those 17 goals. I will read out some, like no poverty, zero hunger, good health and well-being, quality education, gender equality, clean water and sanitation. So these are many areas for sustainable development. And the seriousness is that all the countries are feeding their annual progress on these sustainable development goals, and UN is coming out with their progress report every year on these, and they track on every sustainable goal. So right now, if we see on the dashboard, the top 10 countries in performance is Finland is the number one, then Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Australia, Germany, France, Switzerland, Ireland, Estonia. And India right now is ranked 121 with score of 60.32. So lot to catch up actually, right? So now what about implementation of SDG agenda in India on a country level? So far we have seen at UN level actually, the concern, the seriousness. So what's happening in India? So in India, if you see, the Niti Aayog is a central agency, nodal agency, coordinate and monitor the progress of these UN SDGs actually, with the help from Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, which helps in creating data and circulating that data for them to monitor SDGs. So, and central ministries launch out their schemes. So Niti Aayog is a central agency which is coordinating between central agencies, states, Ministry of Statistics, and CAG to conduct audit on preparedness of achieving goals. And if you see, there are a lot of programs rolled out which are aligned to SDGs. And I know, I'm sure many of us, or rather almost all of us know about these programs, like Poshan Abhiyan, Ayushman Bharat, Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao, Aspirational District Program, National Clean Air Program. So likewise, there are many programs actually which are currently going on, and these are all in some or other way aligned to all these 17 SDG goals. And we can all see the performance report of our country, different states at Niti Aayog website. There is available a dashboard and SDG India Index, where there is a the progress is tracked state by state, and it's like the state which has scored 100 is called achiever. The state which is between 0 to 49 is aspirant. So there are different markings. If you see, if I will zoom in here, so there is nobody in aspirant category, and there is nobody in full achiever category also. But front runners are Kerala, Himachal Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Goa, and so same way you can see the performance like Manipur, Madhya Pradesh, they're slightly relegating. And there is a lot of other data about which are top 5 states, which are top 5 bottom states, and how the states are progressing. I mean, what is the progress between last financial year, this year, and how is the goal-wise scoring of overall India, and which state is topping in mean, like in no poverty, Tamil Nadu and Delhi is topping. In zero hunger, Kerala and Chandigarh is topping it. Same way in good health and well-being, Gujarat and Delhi top there. So all these reports are available. It's also nice to see that India is also leading an international alliance, which is called International Solar Alliance, which is about deployment of solar energy solutions actually, and this alliance is with the government of France, and its head office is there in Gurgaon, with a mission of every home, no matter how far away, will have a light at home. And the objective is to develop and deploy cost-effective and transformational solar energy solutions. So now coming on to sustainability in the textile industry. We know textile industry, is not very sustainable actually, because of various reasons actually. Of very high energy consumption, very high water consumption and pesticide consumption in cotton also, and use of toxic chemicals in dyeing and pre-treatment dyeing, finishing, water consumption, huge waste generation, landfill problem actually, and there are a lot of other problems due to landfill, and very heavy transportation need from one part of the globe to the other part, because textiles is made mostly in the eastern side of the globe and consumed very heavily in the west part of the world. So some facts about the industry is it's the second highest polluting industry, and over 8% of total greenhouse gas emissions textile industry is responsible, with 17 to 20% global water pollution and nearly 20 million tons of textiles to landfill, equivalent to 1 truck every second goes to landfill, and which will go up to 150 million tons by 2050 if we don't do anything about it actually. And there's a lot of microfiber pollution also, which Dr. Arundham also talked about it. And if you see recently, even Government of India also is talking about reducing energy to cut carbon footprint of textile industry in India. This is a recent paper actually, just 2 weeks ago. So the broad action point for the industry is to reduce and recycle water, reduce energy, electrical energy and heat energy, use recycled fiber, use sustainably sourced fiber, and use chemicals which are free from substances of very high concern, use chemicals which are low BOD and COD, have low aquatic toxicity of LC50, LD100 values, which are formaldehyde free or very less formaldehyde, which are bio-based to help the environment and biodegradable. And if you see, there are many standardizing agencies, certifying agencies or rating agencies are working for all this to ensure that the industry uses right kind of chemicals and right kind of fiber actually, which are sustainability source. I think like GRS, GODS, Ocotex, ZDHC, Blue Sign, all these certification, other than Better Cotton Initiative, which Dr. Arundham already talked about. So some sustainable practices in the industry are like energy efficient use of energy efficient motors in the entire manufacturing chain, right from spinning up to processing. Replacing hazardous basic chemicals with enzymes, like enzymatic desizing, use of bioscouring, which can eliminate use of caustic soda in scouring. Recovery of caustic in mercerization, installing those kind of systems and machines to recover the caustic. Development of saltless reactive dyeing, because we know reactive dyes are used most for cotton, and reactive dyes consume a lot of salt, which is a big menace, causes a lot of TDS So development of salt-free dyeing, enabling low temperature soaping solutions, use of bio-based textile auxiliaries, reducing process steps, so combining many process steps into one, so as to save temperature and water both, and replacing chlorofluorocarbon products with environment friendly products. Now, if you see what the buyers, how they are campaigning actually, what are their expectations from the textile industry, how they are positioning their businesses actually, from what are their commitments, campaigns, branding and policies. So you'll see here is a commitment I have just pasted from Inditex. I mean, they have shown as their main goals that by 2022, 100% of their electricity will be from renewables. 100% of they will be free from use of single plastic by 2023. By 2023, they will use 100% more sustainable cotton, organic BCI or recycled cotton. Same way, goals around sustainable man-made cellulosic like viscose, goals around linen, goals around zero emission by 2040. Same way, I mean, the companies like Nike and Adidas, they have declared their sustainable strategy and which goals they are going to pursue more in order to pursue their sustainable strategy. They have aligned their strategy along with these sustainable goals. And they have a brand communication messages about move to zero. That means zero carbon footprint and zero waste. And they are focusing on recycling. They are focusing on reuse of clothes. They are focusing on fiber produced from plastic waste collected from beaches and coastal regions. Even they are branding their new product lines based on recycling, like made with recycled material, made to be remade, made with nature. And we can see there are a lot of this is giving opportunities for a lot of new business to come just on the basis of sustainability. There's one company which is launching its fiber just with the claims that the fiber is made out of wood waste or textile waste or food waste, which is climate positive, saves more CO2 emissions than it emits, and it is highly biodegradable, uses 99% less water, no harmful chemicals, 100% recyclable, and no microplastic release. So people are using this opportunity about concern on sustainability to launch their new products and new businesses as such. And even Adidas claims to use this fiber in their hoodie actually. So, and we see they are getting a lot of support from brands actually to use their fiber because they are claiming their fiber to be very sustainable. So this shows the seriousness is developing actually for all this sustainability. It's not just remaining a topic for future, and it will grow very steadily, very fast actually from here onward. Now there's fiber made from brute protein actually. We have protein fibers like wool and silk. But now we might see fiber from brute protein. Okay, now coming on to how the suppliers through the textile industry, the chemical suppliers through the textile industry are responding to support textile industry's sustainability approach. So I will mention here Croda, the company from where I am actually. Although we are into consumer care and healthcare and in textiles also. So we have taken our sustainability strategy as all climate positive, land positive, and people positive, because we have businesses of crop care as well as we have business of healthcare, and we have mentioned our priority SDGs here, around 9 sustainable development goals. So by saying climate positive, we will reduce our carbon cover, we will reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. That means decarbonizing efforts. And by 2030, 75% of our organic raw materials will be bio-based. About land positive, we commit that we will save more land by use of our crop technology than what is used by the land used for growing our raw materials. And as people positive, since we are a healthcare company also, so we will commercialize about 25% of who listed vaccines, and we will save 60 million people annually from potential developing cancer from harmful UV rays. As well as by 2030, we will ensure gender balance across our senior leadership team. Apart from these common objectives like health, safety and well-being of people working with us, process safety and environmental stewardship. So this is about when we design a new product, we check all its sustainability credentials. So what are the raw materials we are using? Are they petrochemical based or bio-based? And what are the SDGs they impact actually? Same way, how much is the energy we are going to use? Water is going to be used? What is the carbon impact? And what is the sustainability output? Which means, is it biodegradable or ecotoxic? And how this product is going to add to the sustainability of our customer set. So we claim that we can help our customer in the following areas to improve their sustainability score, like reducing their water, reducing their impact on life below water, reducing their impact on life below on land. That's our textile business commitments for our customers. That means we can reduce our by reducing customers' time, by reducing their water, by helping them in recycling their water, by helping them in reducing their energy needs, which means low temperature processes, giving biodegradable textile auxiliaries. So these are some products which help in reducing energy consumption and water consumption, like Metexcel LTW, which is low temperature washing of agent. Metexcel WPA, which helps to use recycled water again for retreatment and dyeing it. Linalool ESP, which helps to substitute caustic soda for to be used as bias covering. Same way, Linalool GC 333. And Depsodie SLD. This is something which we are developing to replace common salt from global salt and common salt from reactive dyeing, so as to establish this product. And this last is the product which reduces water consumption in the washing off process of textile dyeing. So our recent highlights are, we have already reduced 27% of our scope 1 and scope 2 emissions from 2020. Our raw materials, we are committed to 75%. We have reached to a level of 69%. We have saved 33,734 hectares of land as per our 2030 commitment. And we have already protected people from 55 million people through our sun protection initiatives. And we are recognized by all these rating agencies like CDP, EcoVadis, and we are the British most admired companies, a winner of this award, and World Sustainability Award for 2022, Business of the Year 2022. So thanks all for your patience to listen to my presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Bharat Wadhwa. Many points covered, all the way from SDGs to the sustainability practices at Corda. Thank you very much. Now, before we proceed, I'd like to welcome Dr. H.S. Das, IAS, former Additional Commissioner, Government of India, who has retired as Principal Secretary, Government of UP. Welcome, sir, and we are honored by your presence at this webinar. I will now move to the next speaker, Mr. Sridhar PR. Mr. Sridhar PR, who is the Vice President Fabrics, is responsible for the Denim Fabric Division of KG Fabrics, a division of the Sri Kannapiran Mills Limited. His topic of presentation will be KG Fabrics, Sustainability in a Wholesome Way. A few lines on Mr. Sridhar PR. He is Master of Management Studies from Somaya Institute of Management Studies and Research University of Bombay, which he completed in 1986. A Bachelor of Textile Engineering from the Maharaja Sayaji Rao University of Baroda in 1984. Mr. Sridhar PR is a professional with major exposure in the denim industry and has over 35 years of work experience in the textile industry across various companies. Welcome, Mr. Sridhar PR, and I'll leave the floor to you.
Good evening to everybody. Is my screen visible to all?
Yes, sir, it
Yeah.
is.
Okay. Today, I'm going to take some of your time to explain why KG Fabrics, which manufactures denim fabrics, is, we say, is manufacturing the true sustainable denim in the country. What are we doing? What are the steps that we are taking is what I'm trying to explain in the following slides. A bit about KG Fabrics. We are a distributed manufacturing company. We have ring spinning, we have open end yarn. We make around 80 tons of yarn per day. We have a denim fabric unit, which manufactures around 20 million meters of fabric per annum. And we also have a gloves manufacturing unit, which is making around 40,000 pairs of gloves per day, industrial gloves. Our denim manufacturing capacity is 20 million meters per annum. And our concept of sustainability is just like the four wheels of a car that we talk of. You need to have all the four wheels to drive smoothly. Similarly, our four wheels of sustainability is based on sustainability of our earth, sustainability of your time, sustainability of our people, sustainability of our cost. So we are trying to bring the social aspect to it. We're trying to bring the economic aspect to it, other than the earth aspect to it. Let's begin with sustainability of our earth. This is a snapshot of KG Fabrics overview. 20% is the one which is having with the shed, and the rest is trees planted across. KG Fabrics is India's first Greenco Gold rated company. The Greenco Gold rating has come in by CII Sorabji Godrej Green Business Center. And it's the first Greenco Gold rated company in the textile processing and weaving sector. What does this system mean? It's a holistic mechanism to assess the environmental performance of a company's activities under 10 different parameters. What are those parameters? Energy efficiency, water conservation, renewable energy, greenhouse gas emission reduction, waste management, material conservation, recycling and recyclables, green supply chain, product stewardship and life cycle assessment, innovation for environment, and green infrastructure and ecology. On these 10 different parameters, we are rated and then awarded a gold, a platinum, or a silver, as the case may be. This means the entire manufacturing processes, right from the start till the end, is sustainable. Now, not only that, all the products which are manufactured by KG Fabrics are certified as Green Pro products. Now, Green Pro is a product certification, a mark of guarantee that the product is environment friendly throughout its life cycle. So what did I do? I have the entire processes which are sustainable. The entire product range is also sustainable, because it's not just sufficient that you have the processes sustainable and the product range is not sustainable. So all my products are Green Pro and Greenco certified. I just mentioned we are a distributed manufacturing company, so my yarn comes from other locations. So the yarn comes in either with a regular fiber, which is a green label yarn that we have, or it's a blue label yarn which uses sustainable fibers, but both of them are Green Pro certified. So this certification ensures that right from the raw material stage till the end product, I manufacture denim are completely sustainable. Now, what is this Green Pro? Green Pro is accredited by Greenco Eco-Labeling Network through an international coordinated eco-labeling system. So in India, this Green Pro, it is called Green Pro. It will be recognized by a corresponding equivalent in Japan by EcoMark program. So it's a recognition by this network saying that, okay, if I am Green Pro, in the European, it would be equivalent to an EU eco label in the European Union. So that way, there is an acceptability of this label across various countries. Based on these platforms, now I just said we are a Green Co and a Green Pro company. I have branded our denim fabric. We have branded all our products as green denim. That's a registered trademark of KG Fabrics. All our products are green denim products. That's true sustainable denim products, as we call it. If I add the component of recycled cotton, post-consumer waste cotton, post-consumer waste polyester, under different parameters, we market it as Product Zero, again, a brand name owned by KG Fabrics. We call that as a super sustainable denim. We have also dyed denim in natural plant-based indigo in a tripartite agreement with the Ministry of Textiles and Citra. And for the first time, machine dyed in warp sheets in our slasher machines, and we could get consistencies in meters of 5,000 meters and up. Naturally, when you use a plant-based indigo, normally the traditional thing is you get a consistency on different conventional dyeing methodology of around 500, 600 meters. Here, we could dye up to 6,000 to 10,000 meters, and we could get single shades consistencies, and we used biodegradable reducing agents here. And that is why we say that's the most sustainable denim anybody in the world can make. So we have three categories: a true sustainable denim, a super sustainable denim, and the most sustainable denim coming from our stable. While we do that, when we sell these fabrics, now I'll come to different aspects of sustainability and why we say that we are talking of sustainability in a wholesome way. We give hand tags along with each of these fabric that we sell. Suppose the left-hand side is a green denim that we are talking about. I'm showing you the back side of the hand tag. We have a scan code along with this hand tag, and it's come at the back side. We give these hand tags to the garment manufacturers who buy fabrics from us, and the garment manufacturers put this on their garments. At the retail end, any customer going to the retail shop to buy this garment and finding this hand tag, he scans it with his mobile. He's taken to the website of KG Fabrics, authenticating that the garment being made from KG Fabrics is true sustainable denim. So we try to bring about the element of traceability. These are essential these days because anybody and everybody can claim to be sustainable manufacturer. For us, every day is an Earth Day. Why do we say so? We use 100% utilization of the raw materials, which includes yarn and cotton. We have a micron dyeing process, which enables me to have a greater utilization of indigo. We have a smart water process where we are manufacturing denim using the lowest consumption of water per kilogram of denim fabric manufactured. We use renewable energies for our manufacture, solar, wind, and biomass. We reuse 100% of our spinning packing materials, a brief on each of them. When I say 100% utilization of cotton raw materials, of the cotton that comes in, 6.5% consists of cotton dust, seed coats, which we send it to the agriculture, used for water retention processes in the agriculture and helps them in their agriculture. Out of the 93.5% of the cotton which gets converted into yarn, I have a denim unit, which is 92% of them goes into denim fabrics and sale of yarn. Also, we also sell yarn. 4%, we have a small industrial fabric division, which 4% of it goes into the industrial fabrics. 1% goes in for gloves manufacturing, and the cotton yarn selvage is reopened into fiber and recycled into gloves manufacturing. So we recycle that. Short, long waste and polyester selvage waste are sold for cow harness thread. So we don't see any wastages in this. Everything is utilized and reused. Micron dyeing process. We have developed two proprietary technologies called iWash and iTop. What are these proprietary technologies enabling me to do? A conventional denim unit would have approximately 65 to 70% dye uptake. I am able to do a 80 to 90% dye uptake. For a same deep shade, a conventional denim unit perhaps would be using 4.5% usage of dye. And because of my micron dyeing process that we use, I'm able to get the same deep shade at 3.5% dye uptake. Now, sorry, 3.5% usage of indigo. Now, what does this mean? Less of indigo going into my effluent treatment plant. Renewable energy, we use nearly 60% of the renewable energy, solar, wind, and biomass. We have a solar rooftop. Another aspect that we just added in a couple of months ago is TurboTech, where we generate a certain amount of electricity through a back pressure steam turbine, where the pressure is at 10 bar. I need a 5 bar steam pressure. I generate this through a turbine and I generate some units of electricity. We use sustainable fibers, post-consumer waste, industrial waste and byproducts, recycled Forest Stewardship Council viscose up to 3%, organic and BCI up to 11%. These are over the last 1 year figures. We have used 51% sustainable fibers in our products. This obviously depends on the demand that we get from the brands and the other customers. Of late, you find there is a lot of marketing hype around sustainable fabrics. People are asking for more sustainable fibers. People are asking for more sustainable fabrics. As I told you, a smart water process. We guarantee, and again, we are one of the best in the world, where we do not 15 liters per kilogram of denim fabric manufactured usage of water, fresh water. We recover 0.96% of the water. The rest is evaporation loss. So we follow the principle of reduce, reuse, and recycle. This 98.96, again, these figures which are being given is third-party audited figures. So the nearest comparison, which I'm told, is anywhere between 45 to 60 liters per kilogram of denim fabric manufactured. So we have one of the lowest water usage to make a meter of denim fabric. So what does this mean actually? The amount of water that we save is perhaps equivalent to serve the drinking water needs of around 1 million people around us every day. That's the impact of the water saving that we do. We are winner of the National Water Award for the year 2018 and 2009. And we are perhaps the only zero liquid discharge and zero solid discharge plant denim plant in the country today. This is a view of the zero liquid discharge and zero solid discharge plant. Chemical management, we are ZDHC level 1 compliant. We recycle more than 80% of our caustic and use it for our processes. We purchase GOTS certified chemicals and low hazardous chemicals wherever possible with their necessary certifications. And we use biodegradable sizing agents. In short, a better chemical management wherever possible. And we do not use any usage of softeners in finishing. So there is zero usage of softeners in finishing from that end. This graph just depicts our coal consumption per kg of fabric is going down year by year, and the biomass fuel consumption per kg of fabric is going up. You need to have a proper waste disposal system. We upcycle the materials, that is the fabrics that we have. We use for masks and other small accessory items. We recycle the metals, paper, empty cans, sludge, battery, e-waste to certified recyclers, fly ash or waste oil. All in all, to have a proper sustainable practice, you need to have a proper waste disposal system. We are one of the signatories to the Ellen MacArthur Foundation's Jeans Redesign Program. Now, Jeans Redesign Program commits to manufacture denim according to their principles of circular economy. There are approximately 100 participants in this program, and we are one of the participants. They have certain conditions with respect to water volumes, hazardous chemicals to be used. They say that it should be ZDHC level 1 compliant. We are already there. They say you need to have minimum 5% recycled content. We comfortably meet this criteria as we can go up to 35% recycled content. Our product zero is recycle ready content fabric. At Kanapiran Polymers Limited, we actually collect PET bottles and we recycle these PET bottles, and you could see the PET flakes, which is a photograph of this. So what do? We collect in a year, we'll be able to do, we just started this 2 months back. In a year, we'll be able to recycle close to 500 million plastic bottles and make them into PET flakes, which are then given to manufacturers like Reliance or Polygenda. What does it result? It results in a carbon dioxide saving of approximately 15 million kgs, or equivalent to 90,000 trees planted. So this is another initiative that KG, which is a division of Kanapiran Mills, has taken. Our Higgs FEM rating, now this is on environmental sustainability performance. The parameters on which the rating is done: environmental management systems, water use, wastewater, waste management, energy use, greenhouse gas emissions, emissions to air, chemical use and management. Now, we have achieved 87%. Last year, we were at 84%. And this is one of the highest ratings in the industry. We are also now certified by Inditex to contribute to their Joint Life programs. Joint Life, Care for Fiber, Care for Water, Care for Planet. These are the 3 sub-programs that they have. So when we talk of sustainability of our Earth, just to highlight, we are the only Green Co and Green Pro manufacturing denim unit, zero solid discharge plant, zero liquid discharge plant, micron dyeing process, 100% utilization of raw materials, sustainable fiber usage greater than 51%, renewable energy greater than 60%, smart water process. All manufactured products are green denim. That's what we mean by sustainability of our Earth. Let's go So these are other process certifications which we pass on to the garmenter as per the requirement, whether it is GOTS, OCS 100 or OCS blended, GRS, recycled 100, recycled blended, BCI, Ecotex, ISO. All these certifications are as per requirement of the customer obtained and passed on to the customers. The next wheel that I'm going to talk about is sustainability of your time. Now, as I said, we are talking of sustainability in a wholesome manner. This is something different from what you must be always hearing about. We try to see that the customer's time and our time are as sparingly used. Now, we have what is an internally developed CRM app, which is an activity manager, a style app. An activity manager ensures a fast sample turnaround time, whereby it's a sample requirement is sent within 24 hours of it being asked. Style apps, a quick price quote mechanism where prices are given to customers instantly, and a unique concept called KGF Prime, our instant delivery system. Now let's talk a bit about KGF Prime. In this day where people want garments in the retail shops at the earliest possible time, post-COVID, we found that necessity of people wanting to have deliveries of fabric in the earliest possible time. So what did we do? We had 56 of the most fashionable and sustainable fabrics, from ladies to men's to kids, and all of them were green denim. And we said we will keep stock of these fabrics depending on the movement of that particular fabric. And we give instant delivery, the next day shipment from the factory. So we say this is the world's fastest fabric delivery system. The brands seem to have taken a liking for these type of fabrics. It has reduced their lead time for fabric purchase by normally the fabrics are ordered and it comes in between 30 to 45 days. That entire 30 to 45 days lead time has been compressed to a single day. The entire cycle chain moves faster. For the first time in the world, KG Fabrics launched what is called as a digital denim website. We have over 5,000 styles which are there in our library. Again, a result of post-COVID innovation. We could not meet customers directly because of the restrictions of travel. We decided to create a website where I could display all these 5,000 styles. It's similar to an e-commerce website. I have all my samples delivered in a hanger format, a garment format, a three-dimensional format, and I have the three-dimensional format which enables anybody to see the fabric in a male model, in a female model, or a child in any wash that they want. We give 3 washes along with it. Denim normally is wash 1, wash 2, wash 3, depending on the bleach wash or mid wash or enzyme wash. So we give the option for anybody visiting this site to see a fabric in a wash form, in a male model or a female model or a child model. And believe me, what has happened because of this? The sample time has reduced because a merchandiser, a garmenter, enables and visualizes the denim fabric in the final aspect. We had tied up with a startup from IIT Chennai, and this is again a revolution in the denim industry. None of the competitors in India have this type of a technology. It has reduced decision-making time by close to 15 to 20 days. And that's why we say this is another lead to sustainability of your time. So we just talked of the activity manager, the KGF Prime concept, the digital denim website, and the style apps. The next is the sustainability of our people. We are a great place to work certified. We have created multiple centers of excellence in training. We have at 6 locations of ours, the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. We have 2-year Flexi ITI program at 2 of our locations. We have a 3-year diploma of vocation, DWOC program at one location. And we have adopted a ITI, Paramakudi ITI, where we have 400 students and over 2,500 people have been enrolled and trained so far. So we are in the process of creating multiple centers of excellence. Our Higgs FSLM rating, now that's a social model. We saw Higgs FEM rating. The Higgs FSLM rating rates us at 93.4%, again, one of the highest in the industry. And we are happy to share that Kanaparan Mills has been securing a grade A in the Inditex social audit. So coming to the sustainability of people, we said we are a great place to work certified. We are a joint life participant, multiple centers of excellence, Higgs FSLM rating, 93.4%, 2-year Flexi ITI, 3-year DWOC program, and work integrated short-term PMKBY program. The last aspect is the sustainability of our cost. I said there are 4 V's. We talked of the 3 V's. What do? We try to ensure that the cost for the customer as well as us are as little as possible. What does the customer want? He needs a better fabric. 90% of our rolls are single piece rolls. In the industry of denim, you have single piece rolled and 2-piece rolls which are allowed. 90% single piece rolls, so fabric utilization is better. Denim is a concept where you need to wash garments. Every year, shade will be the consistent. So if you buy a shade A this year, shade A next year will be consistent. So brands who are dealing with core products, core styles, are very happy with this. We supply only maximum 2 shades in a container because of our micron dyeing technology. And we are the only denim company, perhaps, to have double inspection of our fabric. So you have a better graded fabric that results in a saving of up to 2% fabric utilization. Hence, what do we say? Less headaches when we use our fabrics. This completes the 4 V's that we talked of in terms of sustainability. So what do we say? In our company, we don't have a sustainability officer per se. My managing director, Mr. Srihari, says everybody is a sustainability officer here. So sustainability is not a choice, it's a responsibility. Sustainability is like meditation and it should come from within. And that's the philosophy that we have across. I'd like to sum up by saying, let's leave the earth livable for future generations. Thank you one and all. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Sridharji. That was a very well ending to our webinar itself. And I have invited all the questions to be either be placed in the chat or by raising your hand. So we had somebody raising the hand. I think I've just missed the person. Sorry, yeah, I can see them. All right, so if you're ready, if the speakers are ready, I'm going to invite Ms. Reena Krishnan to please put forward your question. You may unmute yourself.
Hi, I'm Reena Krishnan. I'm a textile designer and I have a brand called Repeat Clothing, where I did natural dyed clothing. And right from the beginning when I started, I was very confused about the concept. And I thought that sustainability was a very loosely used word in our country. But listening to all these people, I understood, and it is superb. But my question is, there are many who are small people. Like in India, I'm an MSME, but I'm a very small MSME. But all these people like KG Denims and all, would you cater to smaller people? And how do we access? Like I want to use Leva. I want to use all the perfect fabrics in my designs. My designs are appreciated by a lot of customers, but I'm not a very big person to buy their MOQs, like, the minimum orders that they talk about. So how does a small person achieve and come to this sustainability so that we are the ones who are directly talking to customers? Otherwise, this just is at a latent level. It doesn't percolate down. Because during my exhibitions, I thought initially that because of my designs, they will sell well. But most of the people who bought my clothes were the ones who loved the designs but didn't care about sustainability. So it's very important that smaller people like us also get to use these things. So how is there anything?
Can I answer that question, Reena?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Reena, we have the concept called kg of prime. I just told you, right? They are all 100% green denim products, sustainable, true sustainable denim. We have no MOQs for that. Even if you wanted 100 meters, we supply you next day from our factory. So that ends your problem.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So
I
you
want
don't
the
have any
other
MOQ.
fabrics also. I want the
No.
recycled cottons and other fabrics as well.
Yeah, as far as denim from KG Fabrics is concerned, no MOQs for those KG of prime 56 products that we have. We are increasing those products. It might be 60 by the year end, but definitely no MOQs, immediate next day shipment from my factory to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, I'd like to invite Rimika Upadhyay to put forward your question.
Hello.
Yes, Rimika. Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening to all. I'm a research scholar I'm doing a PhD in fashion technology. My first question is, sir, what is the durability of synthetic natural fiber? Just you talk about the PLA, like polylactic acid kind of fiber. So what kind of durability of the particular fiber? Suppose you have to go to develop any garment or either medical purpose use, like we are reading a papers, like you talk about it, we just switch to polyester to use that particular fiber.
Anybody would like to answer this?
Shall I answer this?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
This polylactic acid, it says like a polyester fiber, it will look like that, but it is sourced from the natural
sir.
corn. So, and it is life is not a problem, because as long as you need to use as a garments, no problem. Garments or whatever the purpose.
Yes, sir.
Biodegradability, it is much faster. That's the reason it is more nature friendly and it is biodegradable. But it's not like that it will go in 1 month time itself. No. So you can use it as for all the purpose. No problem.
Yes, sir. What is the life cycle like? What much wash? Like it's take a 50 wash, 30 wash. Like if you use for the any product as a
No
medical
problem.
textile.
It will not have any
Is it-
problem. It will even up to 30, 50 washes. It will not go away like this. So it will be like this. It is a polylactic. It's a, you know, it's a some sort of like polyester only, but source is different. Okay.
Yes,
And
sir.
it will
Thank
not.
you, sir.
It will withstand all these washes. No problem.
Yes, sure.
All right, Reena, I hope it has
Can I-
helped. Sorry.
Ma'am, I have one question, two questions I have.
Oh,
Ma'am, when CRODA, one chemical company, just I'm asking one questions of that particular, what kind of chemical, if I want to import like herb kind of chemical, any herb like material, what do you say, medical plants like this, just I'm give a name of a little one, what is in my mind is a red lily spider kind of is a chemical, herb chemical. Is it be available in that particular Coda chemical company, like herb?
I mean, ma'am, for this kind of inquiry, you may contact us actually directly.
Yes, sir. Sir, how can we contact us? Like, is there any email ID? Either is any company, like, is any website? Just I want to ask.
Sure. You can have my number from Dr. Vijay Yadav actually.
we'll share the numbers with you. Anybody who needs any specific
Sure.
speakers contacts to contact us. Okay.
Yeah, then we can have a
Yes.
your inquiry.
All right, Remika. One more question or done?
No, ma'am. Ma'am, one last question. Sorry. Actually, that's why.
Yes. Go
Last
ahead.
question. So, sir, tell about the digital denim website. In this, can we buy a meter? They can sell a meter kind of fabric also. Like if I want to buy a 1 meter, a 3 meter of the varieties of like sustainable fabric, is it possible they can? I can be buy from there.
No, basically the package size is one roll. One roll would be approximately 100 meters to 150 meters. Unfortunately not, we don't sell it
sir.
in 1 meter and 2 meters. Basically our supply is for the
Yes, sir.
garmenters where one roll
Yes, sir.
is sufficient. You know, the small garmenters also one roll is sufficient. So
Yeah.
one roll, 1 meter, 2 meters, I'm afraid not. You could get it through the distributors who sell this denim. Okay, we have a distribution channel. You could get it through the distributors.
Correct. Thank you, Sridharji. All right, Remika, I hope you've managed to get the
Yes.
satisfying answers. All right, thank you.
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
May I
Yes,
request
thank
Atul Gupta to please go ahead and ask your question?
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Sir, are you planning to use any of the bast fiber in sustainable textile? Like hemp or flax?
You are talking to me, Mr. Atul?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. We are using hemp in certain varieties. We have developed samples. We have developed samples in linen. We have developed samples in banana fiber too. But our requirement of manufacture will depend on the end brand as to what they want to. So we have at our disposal, we have at our website, the KG Digital Denim website, where you'll find these fabrics put on the website with different compositions of how we have used it. Linen, we have gone up to, I think, 20% maximum, and hemp, we have gone up to 15 or 10%. So these things are put up on the website. You could see that is there in the sample development, but we make fabric as per requirement. So if a brand comes in and says, okay, well, they're well and good, so we go ahead with that. So, but yes,
Okay.
we can do it.
I have one more question, sir. What exactly you are using in post-consumer waste? Because 19 to 98% of the fabric that is in post-consumer is dyed fabric. So how you are using the post-consumer waste?
There are two concepts to post-consumer fabric. One, I use post-consumer denim waste, which comes into post-consumer waste, or I could use non-denim also. So it depends again on the requirement. So when I say I can go up to 30%, 35% post-consumer waste, including post-industrial waste, I mean what the customer wants. So denim waste, if I were to take, that comes in at a particular percentage. I could add in post-industrial waste also. I could add in non-denim post-consumer waste also to come to the percentages that people want to. It's so simple as that.
Because sir, because when I was trying to do the denim waste for some supplies, 98% of the denim again is consists of lycra as a weft.
No.
So it is very difficult.
The denim, there are people, there are institutions which give you on certifications, denim post-consumer waste, which is not taken from elastane fabrics. It is taken from 100% cotton denim jeans and then converted into this. When you are talking of elastane jeans, which consists of 2% elastane, definitely you will have a percentage of elastane coming in there. But most of these suppliers on certifications give you 100% cotton fabrics, which are converted into the post-consumer waste denim.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. May I ask Sachin Kumarji to please go ahead and ask. Mr. Sachin Kumar.
Hello, everyone. So my question is to a first speaker, is there any place in India where organic cotton is grown?
Yeah, in India, I think we are one of the largest supplier of organic cotton in India. Though, as I told, in the full world, the supply is very less, but India is one of the highest. So if you want which place it is being done, I can give you personally to you. But in India, organic cotton is grown in big way.
Yeah.
Actually, I have own fields. We have sown basically BT cotton, but there are lots of pests are there. We spray a lot of pesticide to kill them. So it is very, very difficult to grow an organic cotton. I think it is almost impossible kind of a task is there.
No, actually, organic cotton need three years preparation time. So first
that is sorry to interrupt. That is why I'm asking, because we are growing from last couple of years, but it is very, very difficult without using a pesticide. It is not possible.
Just as I told you, I can give you the name of the place where it is privately. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you. And
but
another
it
question
is
is
good.
about
But it's good.
BCI cotton. What is BCI cotton?
I gave you there also, Ethan. Actually, this is the cotton which is not organic, but while producing, you follow better method of than conventional. That means less water usage, less pesticide, and pesticide more natural type side. So that way it is not 100% organic, but it is better than the normal conventional cotton. That is considered as BCI cotton.
Is there any agency that is certifying this? There is a
I will that also I will give it to you. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank
Can
you.
can I add a little regarding that organic cotton problem
Yes,
which
sir.
Mr. Sachin
Yes,
Kumar
yes.
was telling?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Sachin, by growing BT cotton, you have spoiled your land, and it may not require 3 years. It may require more also for growing transitional cotton. Once transitional cotton period of 3 years is over, then only you will be able to grow organic cotton. Before that, you have to bring your soil to normal condition, even by using pesticides. And thereafter, you can start trial for organic cotton.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now ask Mr. Damodaran Ramaswamy to please ask your question. Mr. Ramaswamy. You may unmute yourself, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, this is Damodaran from Tirupur. So we are brand owner of Season Teas. So we are into complete sustainable solutions. So we are coming up with a GOTS certified for a domestic market. So my question is, when we are going with the bamboo, the GOTS people, what they say is any content, it should be 70% of the major fiber should be 70%, like 70% bamboo, 30% cotton, like that. So when we sent for their approval, they are telling 70% bamboo is not a sustainable fiber. So is that so? I'm a bit unclear about that sustainable fibers of the bamboo.
Shall I answer?
Yes,
sir.
please. Go ahead.
The bamboo fiber, what you are using, it is actually bamboo viscose. It is not mechanically processed bamboo fiber. So this is the main reason people have, even in the foreign countries, there's an objection that you cannot kill as a bamboo fiber. It is a bamboo viscose fibers because it is done by viscose method and being used and mostly imported from China in India. So that's the main reason maybe they are telling this way, because that is not considered as a bamboo outside world. But it is claimed that it has got produced from bamboo fiber. As I told you, bamboo fiber, we are also taking some trial in Nitra also. We have successfully done this. Bamboo fiber bamboo has to be made into pulp, and that from that pulp, cellulosic pulp, and from there fiber is being produced in that. And our little experience, I can tell you, and many literature says that bamboo fiber, when you use this viscose process, it reduces this antimicrobial property at all. It doesn't contain after this process, and many times it is very low. But unfortunately, imported fibers, when we get tested, we find this has got antimicrobial properties. Okay?
Okay,
that
sir.
means when you are using a pulp, even you can use some chemicals also, because it's a pulp form. So that can be antimicrobial property might have added in that way. But generally, honestly, that it very little amount it contains antimicrobial property after viscose process. So that
Sir,
may
is
be the
that-
objection they are doing.
Dr.
Yes, sir.
Basu, your trials of making bamboo fiber from the pulp through a different
Yeah.
route, there also this antimicrobial property is getting reduced?
Yeah, because we have followed the NMMO method. That means where we are not throwing away the chemicals are being recycled, but still it is a chemical process. And when we're making the pulping, after pulping, we found very little antimicrobial, because we have tested at all the stages. In bamboo level, it is there. But when we go for these processes, it reduced drastically.
Sir, is there any manufacturers who is completely doing as per the process stated by user in India?
No, not yet, because we have just taken a trial now. In India, it is not there at this moment, as much as my knowledge is concerned.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'm going to request Mr. Shailesh Kaushik to put forward his question. And he says, would you like me to read out the question? Okay, so for Mr. Shailesh Kaushik, he has a question. The question is if UHMWPE used in any of the KG denims?
So at KG Fabrics, we are not using UHMWPE fiber fabric in denim at the moment, but he has asked a question pertaining to racing bikers. We have fabric which are catering to the biker community, and we are supplying it to some of the biking companies in India, which uses nylon as one of the constituents, which gives them the same effect that is required.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. May I request Mr. Raj Pandey to put forward your question? Sir?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
And my question is to Dr. Basu. Actually, I have two questions. Many of the customers are now asking for PBT filament yarn. My first question is, from where in India, I think no one manufactures PBT filament yarn. And this, from where it can be had? And the second question is, how can we observe the sustainability in case of Lycra and PBT?
This problem is the thing is the supplier name. I may not be able to give it in publicly like this. Maybe afterwards you can contact me. I can try and give it to you. Secondly,
Okay.
sustainability means even if the Lycra, how much you are giving? 4 to 5%, I believe, not more than that. So I can go through that and then let you know, because this Lycra itself is not recyclable.
Yeah, because it is thermally not so stable substance, so it cannot be recycled.
Yes. So that if you want, I can you can contact me in Nitra. I will
Right,
give you
sir.
all the other information. Sure.
Right, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. May I request Kannan Krishnamurthy? Mr. Krishnamurthy, you may unmute and please ask your question.
Hello, thank you everybody for giving an opportunity to know about the sustainability and the effort being made by different companies. My question is, I'm basically a textile consultant, guest lecturer, also Textile Association Karnataka honorary secretary also. So just wanted to know about the sustainability, to what extent the government of India is having or planning to curtail or stop the usage of which are eco non-friendly, like polyester, which is on the raising end. If you see the global level of consumption, Indian level also, it is higher and higher. And of course, some only very small, significant, not significant portion is being done by biodegradable polyester attempts have been. In what way should India should act so that this sustainability, what is expected by our Mahendra, Modi ji also by 2020, if a carbon print, whatever footprint should be zero or something like that, then there is a huge shortage of water in people are telling by 2050 and fuel shortage by 2030. So what in what way, in what direction the government should act, and also the awareness to the consumption or a consumer from the factories or from the people who are already producing the man-made fiber, which is having an ill effect on the environment. It may be water, noise, and all the different impacts. I just want to know what step they should take, or is there any steps taken by the government of India? Stringent things should be happening so that control of the environment is done. It becomes eco-friendly. Our industry becomes fiber to fashion eco-friendly. That's my question.
Can I make a comment?
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Fortunately, in India, our 70% yeah, 65 to 70% is cotton and natural fibers, which is reverse in other part of world. So naturally, we are much better position. And secondly, I don't think any government will decide like this that you cannot use these fibers and these that fibers. But if you see, in general, many standards. I think second speaker already has explained also. There are many guidelines have been produced that how to reduce the power, what is the target we have made, all the things they are making. That is for sustainability, but I don't think any government anywhere in the world will make a rule like this that you cannot use this fiber. At this moment, I don't know in future what will happen. At this moment, it is very difficult. Thank you.
All right.
I would like to add on here. Yes,
please.
Most of the brands have their own sustainability goals. They market their produce to the consumers. It all depends on communication, brand awareness on sustainability, which if you look at the international scenario, every brand worth its name is now started talking of how to save the environment, how to save Mother Earth, and all that. So communication definitely does play a big role. And the way things forward is for individual brands to take it forward, and the whole cycle supply chain takes it ahead. That's how I would put it.
Yeah, thank you. Because as you see, the sustainability is a requirement, but the awareness to the extent expected is not at all reached, especially in India, in a country like India. People who are, whichever is cheap is there, they will be going for that. If polyester is cheap, they will go for polyester only. They will not for cotton when it is costly. So government also there is there, but we cannot expect government also to think. Only the brand people have to take their initiative and their awareness to the consumer level. That is the thing, because consumer is the final authoritative person who is going to whether to go for eco-friendly, or it should be anything from man-made fiber which may be having a devastating effect on our environment. So a lot of things are happening, but still it is initial stage that it is happy that some seminars and other things are happening, so that more knowledge, more awareness to the consumer level. The consumer is the ultimate boss in the competitive world. Everybody is one of our the Denim people was telling that when a consumer demand, to what extent we have to use the reusable or discarded clothing or anything for reusable. So consumers are deciding factor. More awareness is required from the all the concerned. Stakeholder is everybody, because we are living on this earth and we are the responsible for our own generation, leave the next generation to the textiles, so fiber to fashion. So
Correct.
it is our
Mr.
responsibility.
Krishnamurthy, thank you very much.
And everything. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Krishnamurthy. Now we'll take the last question, since we have gone over both many more times. So the last question would be Ms. Reena Krishnan. Please go ahead. You may unmute yourself. Please unmute yourself. Yes.
So my question is to Mr. Vijay Yadav. Is it possible to give a handout to us, informing us as to which yarns are available at what place, which is sustainable, so that, there are a lot of people who want to be sustainable but are not having the knowledge as to which yarns we should use and where we should use. So is it possible for them to make a handbook or something and give us where, these are the ones for our country at least, and the standardization?
So Dr. Yadav, would you like to answer?
Yeah, Ms. Reena, thank you so much for your suggestion. We will take it up and definitely do something in this direction.
Because I feel like we are the agents with the customers, but when we ourselves do not have a proper knowledge, it becomes very difficult to explain it to them. It sounds very fake and artificial. That's why a thorough knowledge to everyone is very important.
Government is not doing any.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Mr. Krishnamurthy, can you mute yourself, please?
requirement
Sir?
between ఇది பண்ணணும்
Mr. Krishnamurthy, yes, thank you very much. So thank you all for this wonderful session, to our speakers as well. But before we wind up, I'd like to request Dr. Yadav, Dr. Vijay Yadav, to answer some of the questions specifically about contact numbers or contact mails that the audience is requesting for specific speakers. If that can be done, and I'd request the audience to please write to our secretary, NISTI registered, and he would be able to provide it to you. So I'd like to now invite Dr. Vinod Shanbag to please sum up the webinar.
Thank you, Professor Nintyo. This has been a very enlightening session organized by NISTI. And all the three speakers and presenters have made very valuable contribution to our knowledgeability on the basic question of sustainability. Dr. Basu hit the nail on the head by bringing focus on the fact that fibers constitute the largest proportion of what could be material that requires attention from the point of view of sustainable practices, and drew picture about how we might proceed, besides giving us a very good glimpse of what is happening at the world level as well as in India, and giving knowledge about the various fibers which are considerably sustainable or totally sustainable. Mr. Wadhwa painted an extremely macro picture, both across the globe as well as in India. And it was very interesting to note that India is performing very well, comparatively speaking or relatively speaking, in terms of meeting SDG goals. That year by year, our proportion of achievement is increasing, and we stand, although in terms of rank, maybe 120, but in terms of proportion of achievement, quite considerable according to what has been given in terms of information provided in the UN reports. But what was most interesting was at the micro level. While Proda India has very successfully practiced sustainability goals in different areas of business, across manufacture, sales, and everything else, and earned laurels for it, the practical process of actually going in a targeted, determined, and committed fashion was described by Mr. Sridhar in very interesting way. Mr. Sridhar, in fact, you had also spoken, if I'm not mistaken, about a year back when we had also organized a sustainability webinar. And what is interesting that in this presentation, you went beyond sustainability of Earth, which was principally the focus of your previous presentation, and talked about sustainability of time, sustainability of people, and sustainability of cost. To my mind, sustainability of time is basically business process engineering, re-engineering, and so is sustainability of cost. But given that what used to be these terminologies maybe 10 years ago or 2 decades back, they're now getting woven into the entire compass of sustainability practices, is something very, very interesting to note. And it is very gratifying that both Mr. Sridhar's company and Mr. Wadhwa's company are progressing on sustainability achievements in so determined and committed manner. Yes, in India, there are many other companies practicing, and we had come across at least 2 other companies in last year's presentation, which were also on a very well-defined sustainability path with very well-defined models of sustainability in practice. I think that we should thank all 3 speakers for a wonderful knowledge sharing that they have done. And hopefully we will keep on with this endeavor of NISTI. There was this query, rather a suggestion made by one of the members of the audience about material, to be handed out. I would like to inform that NISTI is considering publications of a very basic nature to satisfy the knowledgeability interest of a vast section of people involved in the textile sector. And if you give us a bit of time, you might find that soon this will be off and available to you for whatever requirements you have. So with that, I end my summing up. I would like to be brief, being very aware of how much we have overshot time. Thank you very much, Professor Siao, and thank you to all for this wonderful webinar organized.
Thank you, Mr.
Professor
Vinod.
Nian, Professor Nian,
Thank you,
before you
Yes,
give the floor to Dr. Yadav for saying a formal vote of thanks, please invite Dr. Subhash Anand, Dr. Harsharan Das, and Dr. S. Sheshadri Ramkumar, if they are still there, to give their comments for about this seminar and how we can improve in future.
Right.
You can invite one by
Yes,
one.
Dr. Subhash Anand, are you around? Sir, would you like, if you are around, would you like to just give a few words of comments on the webinar today? Dr. Sheshadri Ramkumar? Okay.
I think they have left.
Yes, sir. And sir, who's the third person you mentioned?
Dr. Harsharan Das, additional IS.
Harsharan Das.
IS, Additional Textile Commissioner.
Yes, Dr. Das. Sir, I think
Dr. Das, can you raise your hand?
left.
Okay, carry on.
Right, sir.
Hand over the floor to.
Thank you. So now I'd like to invite Dr. Yadav, Dr. Vijay Yadav, Secretary, NISTI registered, Honorary Secretary, to give your formal vote of thanks. Dr. Yadav.
Professor Nin, we have come to an end to this enlightening program, sharing of the thoughts and getting to know the initiatives made toward the sustainability. It is in fact most pertinent to work towards saving the Mother Earth. And as technocrats and responsible citizens, we all must do whatever small we can. And it is heartening that a lot of initiatives have already been taken. The webinar has come aptly at a time when we will be celebrating 75 years of India independence on 15th of August. I, on behalf of NISTI, thank the speakers, Dr. Arundham Basu ji, Mr. Bharat Wadhwa ji, and Mr. Sridhar ji for their valuable thoughts and sharing of knowledge. Thank you, Professor Nin, for moderating the session and taking up the questions on the behalf of the speakers, on the behalf of the participants. Thank you, Dr. Lal, for the guidance and welcoming the speakers. Thank you, Professor Shanbag, for summing up the webinar and giving the concluding thoughts. Thank you all the NISTI members, EC members, for the guidance and the suggestion. We could witness eminent participants among our audience. And thank you all the 150 plus participants who attended this webinar. And we look forward to your ideas and wishing you a great celebrations to mark 75 years of India independence. Jai Hind and have a great evening. Goodbye.
Thank you, one and all.
Thank you. Dr.
Thank
Yadav.
you.